Hello and welcome to the news update on Papyrus Global TV. I am Christiana Babayo. Ex-Minister Diezani Alison-Madueke appears in London court ahead of bribery trial. Kano Governor Abba Yusuf breaks silence in closed-door meeting with President Tinubu. Vice President Shettima commissions first ever sovereign pavilion at WEF 2026. Plateau Governor Mutfwang swears in Acting Grand Kadi to strengthen Sharia appeal court. Court adjourns trial of Anthony Joshua's driver. Minister of Interior makes unannounced visit to passport office, condemns processing delays. Peter Obi rejects Abuja property ownership, says it creates unnecessary stress. And now the news in full. Former Nigerian Minister of Petroleum Resources and ex-president of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, Diezani Alison-Madueke, made a brief appearance before the Southwark Crown Court in London on Monday, January 20, 2026, as preliminary proceedings began in her high-profile bribery case. The court session held before Justice Thornton in Court 8 focused on technical and administrative matters ahead of the full trial, which is scheduled to start on 26 January 2026 and is expected to last between 10 and 12 weeks. Alison-Madueke, who served as Nigeria's oil minister from 2010 to 2015, was formally charged in August 2023 by the UK's National Crime Agency (NCA) with accepting at least €100 in bribes, alleged in exchange for the award of multi-million-pound oil and gas contracts while in office. Prosecutors alleged that she benefited from illicit payments and perks that included cash, chauffeur-driven vehicles, flights on private jets, the use of multiple London properties, luxury furniture, renovations, designer gifts, and payment of private school fees. Alison-Madueke has denied all 6 counts of bribery brought against her. She has been on bail since her initial court appearances in the United Kingdom, with conditions that include an 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, wearing an electronic monitoring tag, and posting €70,000 as surety before her release into the community. In addition to the former minister, 2 other defendants are being prosecuted on related bribery charges: Doye Agama, who appeared via video link, and Olatimbo Ayinde, who was present in court on Monday. Kano State Governor Engineer Abba Yusuf has broken his silence on a closed-door meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa Abuja, describing talks as a substantive engagement on security operation and infrastructure development priorities for the northern state. Governor Yusuf said the discussion on Monday, January 2026 centered on strengthening collaboration between Kano and the federal government to address persistent security challenges and accelerate economic projects. According to the governor's office, Yusuf briefed the president on the role of the Kano State Neighborhood Watch Corps in complementing federal security agencies, calling for deeper synergy to improve intelligence sharing, intelligence gathering, rapid response, and public safety outcomes in vulnerable communities across the state. He also thanked the president for federal intervention in key infrastructure areas, notably the Wuju Road project, which he described as critical for unlocking economic growth and job creation. The governor sought federal support to fast-track ongoing and proposed projects, ensuring that Kano benefits maximally from national programs and investments. In response, President Tinubu reaffirmed the federal government's readiness to work closely with Kano State to tackle insecurity and promote sustainable development, reiterating his administration's commitment to collaborative federal-state engagement. Nigeria has marked a historic milestone in its global economic diplomacy with the formal commissioning of Nigeria House, the country's first ever sovereign pavilion, at the 56th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum (WEF) 2026 in Davos, Switzerland. Vice President Kashim Shettima led the inauguration on Monday, 19 January, emphasizing that the pavilion signals Nigeria's renewed commitment to active participation in global economic conversations rather than acting as a bystander. Shettima described Nigeria House as a platform designed to bring together top leadership across sectors including trade, investment, foreign affairs, energy, technology, climate and culture, while underscoring the pivotal role the private sector will play in driving economic growth from within the structure. He said the pavilion reflects the country's seriousness, readiness, and resolve to engage on a frontline basis with international partners seeking investment and collaboration. Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, described Nigeria House as a product of strong public-private partnership and a symbol of renewed national pride. Located prominently on the Davos promenade, Nigeria House will host high-level dialogues, bilateral meetings, investment roundtables, and cultural exchanges throughout the WEF session, positioning Nigeria as an attractive investment destination and reinforcing its presence in global economic policy discussions. We will now go on a short break, and when we come back, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
The Papyrus Global, we don't just cover events, we create cinematic experiences. From red carpets to birthdays, gala dinners, and your fairy tale weddings, we bring your moments to life with high-tech precision. Our gadgets are smarter, our lenses sharper, and our team simply world-class. Trust the Papyrus Global to tell your story in the boldest, brightest way possible.
Welcome back, and now the news will continue. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has administered the oath of office to Kadi Tijani J. Zololo as the new Acting Grand Kadi of the Sharia Court of Appeal in Jos, reasserting his administration's dedication to judicial strengthening and constitutional governance. The ceremony took place at the new government house in Jos on Monday, 19 January, and was attended by senior government officials, members of the judiciary, traditional and community leaders. Governor Mutfwang described the appointment as an important milestone in positioning the Plateau judiciary to perform its functions optimally in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, highlighting the constitutional recognition and vital role of the Sharia court system in adjudicating matters such as family law, inheritance, and Islamic personal law. The governor also renewed his administration's commitment to broader judicial reforms, including efforts to modernize court processes and strengthen institutional effectiveness, saying that the judiciary must be well equipped and independent to serve the people of Plateau State effectively. The Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned the trial of the driver involved in a road accident with world-renowned British-Nigerian boxer Anthony Joshua to 25th February 2026. The case was earlier scheduled for a hearing on Tuesday, 20th January, but was deferred by the presiding judge following submissions by defense counsel. The defendant, Mr. Olumide Olateru, who is Joshua's personal driver, was arraigned by federal government on charges reportedly connected to alleged reckless driving and negligence leading to injuries in an unspecified accident. Prosecutors asked the court to call additional witnesses to bolster the case, while the defense requested more time to prepare a comprehensive response. After hearing arguments from both sides, the court adjourned the matter to allow adequate time for witness preparation and legal submissions. Counsel to the defense indicated that necessary motions and evidence will be filed ahead of the new date, while the prosecution has promised to present its next set of witnesses in February. The court will reconvene on 25th February to resume hearing and manage further procedural steps as the case progresses. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, has conducted an unannounced inspection of the Nigeria Immigration Service (NIS) passport office in Abuja to evaluate operational efficiency and address persistent complaints about delays in passport issuance. The minister expressed dissatisfaction with the slow processing times and ordered immediate improvements, emphasizing that passport services should be timely, transparent, and citizen-centric. Accompanied by senior officials from the Ministry of Interior and Immigration Service, Dr. Tunji-Ojo engaged frontline staff and some applicants, signaling that the government would no longer tolerate systemic failures that have frustrated Nigerians seeking travel documents. In remarks captured on video at the facility, he said the long waiting periods and bureaucratic bottlenecks are unacceptable and must be eliminated through better workflow management and intensified accountability. The minister also urged the Immigration Service to adopt digital solutions and performance tracking measures to ensure that passport applications are processed within reasonable timelines. He indicated that senior management would be held accountable for meeting service delivery benchmarks going forward. Former presidential candidate and ADC chieftain Peter Obi has stated that he does not own any house or land in Abuja and has no plans to acquire property in the nation's capital. He explained that such ownership often brings unnecessary stress rather than comfort or fulfillment. Obi made the remarks during a public event where he spoke about his personal philosophy on wealth, lifestyle choices, and priorities, emphasizing simplicity over accumulation of assets. Obi, who was the Labour Party's standard bearer in the 2023 presidential election, said that owning property, especially in Abuja, can add pressure and responsibility that he finds unnecessary, and that he prefers to focus on what he considers more important aspects of life and service. He reiterated that he does not have a house or land in Abuja and is not planning to acquire any, stating that accumulating assets can create more problems than benefits. His statement has since generated discussions online, with some commentators praising his apparent avoidance of materialism, while others question his broader property holdings or interpret his remarks in the context of Nigeria's evolving political and personal narratives, as he remains an influential figure in national discourse ahead of the 2027 elections. And that's all we have on the news update on the Papyrus Global TV. I am Christiana Babayo. Thanks for joining us.